learning yesterday evening, right? This was the topic, that is ICMR Ayush Ministry signing an agreement on health research in integrated medicine. What is meant by this health research on integrated medicine? See, usually this homeopathy, Siddha, Ayurveda, these all are traditional Indian medicine systems part of. So previously this Ayush was part of just a department under a ministry. It was not a separate ministry. So you need to learn about only Ayush and ICMR, and remaining things are not required. So Ministry of Ayush is a Ministry of Government of India which is responsible for developing education, research, propagation of traditional medicine systems in India. As I have discussed, traditional medicine systems. What are those traditional systems, medicine systems? Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, and next Unani, Siddha, S.O.C.A.R, Rigpa and Homeopathy. These are part of traditional medicine systems in our country. So this Department of Systems of Medicine and Homeopathy was first established in 1995 under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So Ayush was not a separate ministry before 1995. It was part of a department under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and it was not named as Ayush at that time. What was its name? Its name was Department of Indian Systems of Medicine and Homeopathy. It was first established in 1995, and later this Indian System of Medicine this department was renamed as into official ministry under Modi government in 2014. That is named as Ayush Ministry. Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, and next Homeopathy, all are part of the Siddha, S.O.C.A.R, Rigpa. These are part of Ayush Ministry. Just simple. Next, coming to this ICMR, already you might have known, and it will be coming later also. One more article will be there with respect to ICMR. I will be telling you this ICMR and this Indian System of Traditional Medicine that is related to Ayush, both have come into a collaboration to prove that Indian traditional medicine system is very scientific and rational. It has to be approved and projected across various parts of the world. That is actual theme of this memorandum of understanding happened between ICMR and Ayush Ministry. Simple, right? What did you understand? Simple. Ayush was a ministry. Before that, it was only a department under Health and Family Welfare. Later, this department has become a separate ministry under Modi government in 2014. It only focuses on Indian traditional medicine system. It is in collaboration with ICMR to prove Indian traditional medicine system has scientific logical experience which can be projected across various parts of the world. This is actually the collaboration intention. Next, coming to Hazira Gotan broad gauge get special railway project status. What is this broad gauge special railway project? I would like to tell you there are gas pipeline projects which have to be approved, and also there are disputes happening among these gas pipeline projects in various parts of the country. What is this? One of the biggest gas pipeline project is this HVJ, that is abbreviation for Hazira Vijaypur Jagdishpur, first cross-state gas pipeline project. What is this first cross-state gas pipeline project? Because it goes among 3 states of this country. First, it starts from Gujarat, Hazira. Next, it goes to Madhya Pradesh. And next, it will end by Jagdishpur, located in Uttar Pradesh. It is gas pipeline project. First, cross-state gas pipeline project, Hazira. So, it is under dispute due to certain sanction and protests happening against these pipeline project and infrastructure related works. Simple. To transport, to make cargo trafficking, for that you need to build some transportation system, right? As part of it, they have built this railway system, new broad gauge line project from Hazira to Gotan, a special railway project. It was a status. This special railway project means it should be constructed totally by the central government. So why have they given this special status, special railway project status? Because to pacify the local people who have been opposing certain infrastructure issues with respect to this Hazira, Vijaypur and Jagdishpur pipeline project. So to pacify them, they have given these developmental benefits and incentivization. That is only thing, but I would like to tell you this. You please go through this mapping once again. Hazira, Vijaypur and Jagdishpur, India's first cross-state gas pipeline project. Next, it is started in 1986 after incorporation of Gas Authority of India Limited, GAIL India. Limited supply to gas and fertilizer plants located in the state of Uttar Pradesh. This gas pipeline project located in the Uttar Pradesh, that is why Jagdishpur is the end point for this Hazira gas pipeline project. Are you getting? Hazira, Vijaypur and Jagdishpur. So to supply this cheap gas and limited, which is very limited in nature, to supply this gas to these fertilizer plants which are located in Uttar Pradesh, India has incorporated various gas pipeline projects. Out of them, first cross-state gas pipeline project is HVJ. Next, Odisha expands jurisdiction of Special Development Council to 23 districts. I think you please incorporate everything in your brain itself. Later you no need to spend much time for all these concepts. 1200 concepts. So if you spend only 2 minutes time here, you can remember this sentence. Okay. So what is this? Odisha expands jurisdiction of Special Development Council to 23 districts. What is this Special Development Council, SDG? It is for indigenous tribes who have been residing or inhabiting in that region for many decades and centuries. Okay. Which is the state having more number of particularly vulnerable tribal groups in the country? Odisha. 13 PVTGs are there. So, 13 particularly vulnerable tribal groups. 13. 13. Particularly vulnerable tribal groups having highest number of PVTGs in this country. That is Odisha state. And next, coming to this one. So what is this scheme? This scheme is to empower the indigenous communities and their cultural heritage. Special Development Council. And this development intention is not imposed from the state. It will be meeting the demands and aspirations of those local inhabitant tribes. So the project proposals will be received from whom? Local inhabitants only. It is not imposed from the state. It is not top-down approach. It is totally bottom-up approach. It is to meet the demands, needs and aspirations of the local inhabitants only. See, this Special Development Council will act as a cultural center, cultural enrichment center, empowerment center and skill development center. These skills and cultural enrichment proposals will be received from the local inhabitants themselves. It is not a special empowerment cell that is imposed, that is executed from the top level bureaucracy. Okay, that is what Special Development Center, that is council. Simple. And here 50% of the funds made available can be spent for infrastructure. Remaining 50% is for their skill training, culture and sports and all these things. Okay, this is a comprehensive development plan that is known to be Special Development Councils, which is introduced by Odisha government. This is a model which you can use in your mains answers also to enrich your content. Next, coming to this one. Kerala's move to protect healthcare workers. What does it mean? What does it mean? See, Kerala is well known for paramedical for employment. Okay. So they have been suffering from various instances of attacks because of COVID-19 pandemic also. This issue has been arisen. Therefore, Kerala government has brought this act to protect these healthcare workers. What does this act tell actually? This is to amend the Kerala healthcare service persons and healthcare service institutions to prevent violence and damage to their property. This is the act. So this is first in the case to exclusively protect paramedical staff and also these healthcare service institutions. After COVID-19 pandemic, they had witnessed such a problem. Therefore, they wanted to protect these Kerala healthcare service institutions and workers to fortify defenses against these attacks on healthcare institution and workers. It is not only a welcome but also an essential intervention. It is also a useful content for your mains enrichment answer to give a solution in a way forward section. Next, Kerala amendment is very progressive that it proposes to bring any kind of attack that may be not only this violent act but also verbal abuse. If they verbally abuse any healthcare worker, therefore they will file a case against this activity under this act. So grievous hurt. So the jail term may be around 3 years or 50,000 who is found guilty under this act. So it is not required actually. This is more enough. This is more than enough. Next, coming to ICMR, again I have told you that in next coming articles you will be seeing the ICMR, right? Regarding ICMR to help Ayush research steers with capacity building. Why I have been giving you again is, that was previous article which had different theme because they collaborated to project India's traditional health medicine across the world. That is fine. Therefore, if you repeatedly see this kind of collaboration between ICMR and Ayush in PIBs, that is Press Information Bureau websites, therefore it may be a possibility of potential question. That's it, right? Several times it has been coming. So next, ICMR to help whom? Ayush researchers with capacity building. So next, the National Institute of Epidemiology, Premier Institute of this Council for Medical Research. National Institute of Epidemiology, which is a wing under this ICMR, simply. So it is training Ayush researchers in the fundamentals of basic research under Union Government's latest Integrative Healthcare Initiative. Have you remembered Integrative Healthcare Initiative? Integrative Healthcare Initiative, which is signed in an MOU between ICMR and Ayush. Earlier article I have discussed about this Integrated Healthcare Initiative. So this initiative requires ICMR to lead research building capacity among these Ayush researchers to publish these research journals and research articles, and also to authenticate these research is highly sophisticated one. This hypothesis was proven fact by various researchers and journals, right? So this advanced instrumentation system by incorporating and joint database with access to research from all therapies, because Indian traditional healthcare system hasn't adapted modern trends of database management and research systems. Therefore, to incorporate this modern method of database management for various diseases and also the patients, to integrate this system with the Ayush researchers will definitely help them to prove their system of research and the system of medication is highly valued one across various parts. Okay, this is part of an initiative which was announced under this memorandum of understanding. Already I have told you MOU happened, that is a memorandum of agreement between Ayush and ICMR. What is this ICMR? It is an apex body which formulates. Apex body in India, apex body means just, it is not a statutory body, it is not a regulatory body, it is not a constitutional or something. It is an executive established one. It is mandated to give certain formulations, coordination and promotion of biomedical research, and one of the oldest and largest medical bodies in the India, in our country, apex body. So you might have understood about Ayush. Ayush was formed in 2014 as one of the separate portfolios. Before that it was only a department under Indian traditional system as under health and family welfare. Okay, and next, ICMR is one apex body which is to deal the formulation and articulation and research development of biomedical science, right? Next, signage system, that is signage system. See, Amrut Bharat stations, this is one of the schemes that you need to learn. But this Amrut Bharat, what is this Amrut Bharat station? And before coming to that, what is this signage system overhauling? So when the ministry and their personnel have been roaming across various parts through Vande Bharat, they have witnessed that the signage system is, that means the signals, the navigation, okay, everything is not in proper thematic order. Suppose if you go to KFC, what will you see? You have a thematic red color branding, and similarly if you go to McDonald's and some brand, Pepe Jeans or something, so you have a proper thematic logo in every aspect, even for pens, even for cups, for every aspect you will be having some certain level of signage system, branding there. So such a branding is not visible in Indian railway system. Therefore, Indian Railway Ministry has incorporated this unified signage system across the country. Unified signage system across the country, and they have selected as a pilot project for few stations and naming these stations as Amrut Bharat Station Scheme. Under these Amrut Bharat Station Scheme, they would like to implement this uniform signage system. That's it. So this is one of the, because UPSC in 2015 it seems they have asked a question related to bio toilets in trains. They asked this question, bio toilets. Okay, that is why whatever, and IITs also, regarding IITs, who found last year in TSPSC Group 1 also, they have asked a question related to milk related something, I haven't remembered. Okay. So it is very important that any contribution from the side of IITs, any contribution from the side of these railway systems? And there are certain things, because several times it is happening in which I'm finding out this thing. Next, the Indian Railways is planning to overhaul this signage system at railway station for better travelling comfort of passengers on the basis of fresh design principles. Designing, simply graphic designing. Best designing principles. It should reflect the India's brand and railways and best direction and comfort for passengers to navigate them and direct them. Next, there are 1200 plus stations have been selected under this Amrut Bharat station scheme. Key highlight is current system of signage is highly inconsistent and inadequate. Have you seen? There is no one single brand visible to you when you see the trains in Indian railway system. And next, an internal presentation of this ministry railway pointed out that there should be an uniformity which has to be brought. That is lacking actually. Already I have been reiterating that uniformity is missing in the signage system. So, in others, the signages were overlapping with advertisements and not even visual scheme for commuters. So, this integrated visual signage system and very comfortable. Next, coming to this Amrut Bharat scheme. Let's come to this Amrut Bharat station scheme, which is launched by Ministry of Railways in 2022. This Amrut Bharat station scheme is for the purpose of long-term approach only. And next, it involves preparation of master plans and their implementation phases to improve amenities at stations. What is meant by amenities? As part of accessibility campaign, they should be preferring to disability friendly commutation systems. Compared to previous times after 2014 Accessible India campaign, the disability friendly commutation system was incorporated in Indian railways and airports. If you observe, what is this disability comfort? So railings, so extra wheelchairs and supporting staff for them exclusively in airports and railway stations. If you observe, this has been increased recently. So it is also incorporating various other schemes and master plans and their implementation in phases to improve various amenities like improvement of station access and for the kiosk for local scope and one nation, one station, one product, means to support local variants, that is foodstuff and over the branding like clothes or any trousers, something else. So one station, one product, keeping in view the necessity at each station. So this is also part of like the concept of Atmanirbharta. Okay, to encourage the local products and station related one in terms of the food and trousers and shopping and everything. So the scheme also envisages improvement of building integrating station with both sides of the city, multimodal integration and even amenities for Divyangjan, that is for accessibility improvement. So sustainability and environment friendly solutions. These are the basic things that are required. Next, coming to Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. MOHUA. This Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs mega campaign is about Meri Life, Meri Swachh Shahar launched. Meri Life, Meri Swachh Shahar. So what does it mean? Urban Affairs Sri Hardeep Puri launched this scheme, mega campaign Meri Life, Meri Swachh Shahar. This is to 3R principle, that is reuse, recycle. Okay, this is reuse, upcycling of common household goods, which has been integral part of our Indian culture only. Next, this campaign titling Meri Life, Meri Shahar, Swachh Shahar. It is launched to champion RRRs of waste, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. Reduce, reuse and recycle. Urban India is increasingly adopting these principles of wealth from waste. These are the keywords that you need to use your main answers as well. Wealth from waste and data is a wealth. Okay. And likewise, you need to reduce, reuse and recycle, and citizens actively refurbishing old items for reuse. So this is to bring zero waste ecosystem under Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0. So what may be the possible statements that you may witness in this? The possible statement is Meri Life, Mera Shahar, Mera Swachh Shahar is a scheme under which ministry? Suppose if I give you one statement that Meri Life, Meri Shahar, that is Swachh Shahar, is a scheme which is to give an impetus to the overall zero waste ecosystem under Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0. Okay, it is under Ministry of Sanitation, suppose. So immediately you may get confused, suppose. So you need to understand two things, that it is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, which is given under Swachh Bharat Abhiyan 2.0 for urban. Next, 3 R's from the backbone for the waste to wealth. Next coming, Karnataka's Kalika Chetarika program improves students' life learning ability, says survey. Students' life learning ability to, what is this mean by life learning? After COVID-19 pandemic, people who have strained education system and whose learning system was disrupted, therefore the Karnataka government has brought this scheme to re-educate them and provide learning ecosystem for those students who suffered from this COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so this is post-pandemic rehabilitation measure in the education sector to reorient their learning systems accordingly. Because after 1 year of their education disruption during pandemic times, most of the students were not even able to solve few basic questions like mathematics and even general science. In these areas they failed to address, and most of the state governments passed those students irrespective of their basic ability to learn core concepts. Therefore, to provide this extra edge and extra mileage to students who have suffered from this disrupted learning system during COVID-19 pandemic, the Karnataka's Kalika Chetarika program was brought to those students who has these learning disabilities during COVID pandemic times. So this is one of the measures, that way forward areas that you need to mention in your answers also as one of the solutions. So what is that caretaking mechanism? See, formulated to arrest the learning of students who lost their learning ecosystem during COVID pandemic. Therefore, it has implemented this program, okay, after COVID-19 pandemic. In the midline survey, which was conducted by the Department of School Education Literacy, 18.7% of teachers shared that there is an improvement in learning ability of the students because of the program. It was not just why they have actually taken this scheme. It was not just merely a scheme which was introduced to pacify the student. It was actually an outcome oriented, result oriented scheme which has proven itself. Because after implementing this scheme, the State Department of Education Literacy has clearly witnessed that 87% of the teachers shared that there is an improvement in the learning ability of the students who subscribed to this program. Next, 88% of the parents said that children better through Kalika Chetarika sheets. Okay. So this government, Karnataka government, had launched Kalika Chetarika learning recovery. Kalika Chetarika means learning recovery in the academic year of 22-23. So why we have to call it as recovery? Because of the lost learning ecosystem during the COVID-19 pandemic. So you can remember these things. Next, 7th UN Global Road Safety Week held in Kolkata. Global Road Safety Week, which was held in Kolkata. Indian Chamber of Commerce organized this UN Global Road Safety Week at Newton, that is in Kolkata. So this is for road safety and promote sustainable transportation alternatives. So students and local residents and safety experts participated in the event. There is no limitation for stakeholders who participate in this event. So what are the key highlights here? Road traffic injuries are leading to cause of death and disability worldwide across 1.3 million people who were dead due to road accidents and 50 million people injured each year. 1.3 million. This is Global Road Safety Report by United Nations itself. Okay. So for people aged 5 to 29 years, that means 1.3 people were died due to road accident and 50 million people got injured across the world. So Global Road Safety Week was arranged by United Nations systems only with the in collaboration with Chamber of Commerce, that is Indian Chamber of Commerce, ICC. Okay, in which state? Kolkata. In Bengal, West Bengal, in the city Kolkata. In which state means West Bengal, right? Next, for people aged 5 to 29 years is no greater threat to their lives. It is very biggest thing, because 1 of every 4 deaths occur among pedestrians and cyclists. So pedestrian cyclists means very youngsters. Okay. Next, global plan for the decade of action for road safety reflects an ambitious target to reduce road traffic deaths injuries by 50% by 2030. The ambition has to be reduced by 2030. 50% by 2030. That was the aim. And next, coming to this. Okay, in collaboration, World Health Organization also collaborated with this. Next, India moves closer to getting its first indigenous dengue vaccine. After completion of these articles, I will recap once. I will show them directly what do you call. After completion of these articles, I will show the index of these articles. Names of the index articles. You should remember everything. You should be able to tell everything. For last 10 minutes, we will do such marathon. Next, coming to India moves closer to getting its first indigenous dengue vaccine. This is also very interesting one. To develop vaccine against dengue is quite difficult because of its different serotypes. It is not stereotypes, serotypes. What is serotype? Suppose Flaviviridae is one of the families of microorganisms, Flaviviridae, and out of microorganism, especially viral community. Flaviviridae, it contains 53 types of viruses. Flaviviridae family contains 53 types of viruses. Out of these 53 types of viruses, you will have one of the viruses that may cause yellow fever. Yellow fever may be caused by a virus that has its genesis in the family Flaviviridae. And through Flaviviridae family only, you have 53 viruses. One virus is over, and remaining 52 viruses are there. And 4 viruses are related to dengue. Dengue1, Dengue2, Dengue3, Dengue4. So these are different serotypes of dengue. What is serotype? Their genetic makeup, antigen makeup is different. Their symptoms are similar. Their causative effect is similar, but the proportionate ratio will be different. The proportionate impact will be different. Okay, suppose dengue virus 2 serotype may show significant impact compared to dengue virus 1, 3, 4. So there are 4 serotypes. So this dengue virus having different types of anti-genetic modifications, anti-genetic makeups are different. Therefore, to develop vaccine against these antigens is also difficult, because to produce antibodies against which type of serotype? It has different shells. Dengue1, Dengue2, Dengue3, Dengue4. If you develop antibodies against Dengue1, it may act against only dengue virus 1 serotype, but remaining anti-genetic probabilities, that is Dengue2, Dengue3, 4, is not possible by this vaccination. Okay, to develop vaccine against these 4 serotypes under one single umbrella vaccination dose is quite difficult for the experts, so researchers, okay, immunologists. So this is the problem that they have been facing. That is why for last 1 decade they have been into research to develop a vaccine against this dengue virus. Because of different serotypes under one single umbrella virus dengue, you have different 4 types of serotypes which contains different anti-genetic features. Right. So this is the situation with respect to dengue. That is why we are just moving closer to getting its first indigenous dengue vaccine. 6 years ago also I have read the same statement. They are moving closer to produce, because such a difficult task to produce a vaccine against this dengue 1, 2, 3, 4 types of serotypes. Okay. So drug makers Serum Institute of India and Panchajanya Biotech have applied to the Indian Council of Medical Research. Who has to approve that this is a right research, this is done properly, and this formulation is correct? Who will approve that? Expertized apex body is ICMR. So this ICMR, therefore the Serum Institute of India and Panchajanya Biotech have applied ICMR, call for an expression for interest for collaborative phase 3 clinical trials. So to start any clinical trial also they need to take approval from ICMR. So phase 3 trial means phase 3, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, they need to test this dengue virus against few various species, okay, especially that rat one and everything. Next, So phase 3 clinical trial is being done for evaluation of efficacy along with safety and immunogenicity. See, tetravalent dengue vaccine. Tetravalent dengue vaccine means what? It contains 4 shells. Each shell may act against 1 types of serotypes of dengue. Isn't it? Tetravalent dengue vaccine means this the antibodies which are generated against these antigens that has foreign body. Okay, the antibodies have to be produced from your vaccination given to your body, right? So from this vaccine only the antibodies have to be acting against those antigens. Against which antigen it has to act? DenV1, DenV2, DenV3, DenV4. Against which it has to? Therefore, it should contain 4 shell types. 4 shell. Shell is a protective shield around this vaccine product, right? So this protective shield contains 4 valencies. Valency means a kind of a electron which is revolving around nucleus, right? That kind of 4 valencies it contains. 4 shells. Each shell may contain an antigen, that is suppressed antigen of DenV1 and DenV2, DenV3, DenV4 respectively, which may act against 4 serotypes of dengue. This is what the simplest terms of explanation, right? So, 4 weapons are there, 4 types of barriers are there. So, we need to use different types of weapons and barriers against those people. So, what should you do? You need to protect yourself with a shield which can actually act against those 4 types of barriers and 4 types of different weapons in their hands. So dengue 1, dengue. So this is that is why this is named as tetravalent dengue vaccine. Tetravalent dengue vaccine, because this dengue vaccine contains 4 valencies. These 4 valencies may act against 4 serotypes of dengue. DenV1, DenV2, 3, 4. Right. Next. Trials could start close to August for the vaccine. Okay. August it was already started because this article was taken in the May and June, in the mid of May and June. Next, who is actually that one? What do you call? Let me say. Yeah. Phase 3 protocol has been approved by, who has to approve? Drug Controller General of India. Who are stakeholders involved? Because to do trials regarding a vaccination drive, who has to approve for the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 kind of vaccination checking? It is in checking mode only. Whether it has to be approved or not, it is not at the stage of approval. It is pre-approval stage. It is under checking mode. So who has to check this one? ICMR has to give such an approval. Therefore, during that research phase 1, 2, 3, they need to take approval from ICMR. After this research is over, who has to approve? This is absolutely done according to the procedure established. So this approval is done. Drug Controller General of India. Drug Controller General of India. And the company is trying to upscale vaccine production with the trials expected to start in August, September this year. Okay, 2023 time. So ICMR has noted that the desirable characteristics of a dengue vaccine include acceptable short and long-term safety profile. Okay. So why I have been telling you, reiterating is, while reading an article, you need to see what are the stakeholders involved. Any organization, any body that you need to remember that, and that may be possible question in the prelims as well, because they have asked question related to CSIR, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Have you remembered this? CSIR has been into agreement with various institutes. So likewise, right. Next, according to ICMR, dengue virus disease causes significant morbidity and mortality across globe, and India 2 to 2.5 lakh cases are reported annually. According to ICMR, in India, the dengue report is about, the mortality and morbidity. Okay, and one more thing that you need to remember is, World Health Organization has identified this dengue to be one among the top 10 global health threats in 2019. Okay, so dengue virus causing significant morbidity and mortality across globe, and India is witnessing 2 to 2.5 lakh cases of dengue every year as per ICMR report. World Health Organization designated this dengue as one of the top 10 diseases. Top 10. dengue is among top 10 global health threats in 2019. So, and one more thing, it is a symptomatic treatment. There is no specific treatment available for dengue. That is why you need to develop vaccine against it. What is symptomatic? As if you get dengue, what will happen? Suppose, pains, and for the pains, pain relief measure has to be taken. If you get fever, the fever related medicine has to be taken. So it is a symptomatic treatment for each kinds of practices, each kind of problem. So there is no specific treatment dengue medicine for this. Next, coming to this one. Next, Kerala government approves ordinance amending Hospital Protection Act 2012. What is this Hospital Protection Act? Already I have told you. Recently, after COVID-19 pandemic, 22-23 times Kerala has brought to protect these healthcare professionals and institutions under this act. So it has to amend 2012 Hospital Protection Act 2012 also. Accordingly. That was a new act in 2022-23 times, but this act may hinder certain provisions provided in 2012 act as well. So to implement this 22-23 act, they have brought certain amendments to 2012 act. This is. So Kerala State Cabinet approved the ordinance amending the Kerala Healthcare Service Persons and Healthcare Service Institutions Prevention of Violence and Damages Act 2012. So section 4 of this act is dealing with the penalty of perpetrating violence against hospitals and healthcare workers, which has been amended. So the offenders who attempt to commit such a violence will be imprisonment for about 6 months, not less than 6 months, to maximum of 5 years and 50,000 to 2 lakh rupee imprisonment fine. So next, this is about Kerala Healthcare Workers Protection Act 2012. Why should you read this one? Because to enhance your answers in your way forward section, your mains, and to give an amicable solution for healthcare protection of healthcare workers who have been contributing. Next, manual scavengers and sanitation workers and all these people have to be addressed in your answers as well, because these were the potential themes in the coming days as well.